White played King c4. Pause the video to analyze Black's next move. White's idea is to play King takes d4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Pawn g2 played by Black. Black's idea is to play Pawn promotes to Queen at g1 and secure a stronghold in the game. Knight f3 move preferred by White. White might go for King takes d4 and seize the initiative. King e4 played by Black. Knight g5 check. King f4. Knight e6 check. King e3. Black is looking to play Bishop a7. King d5. Pawn promotes to Queen at g1 and take decisive advantage. Knight takes d4 played by White. Pawn promotes to Queen at g1. Knight f5 check. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black just played Rook c3. Pause the video to find out White's response. Rook f8 check. King h7. Black is setting up to play Rook takes c2 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn e6 was chosen by White. Rook takes c2 check. King f3. Rook c3 check. King f4. Pawn d3. Pawn e7. Pawn d2. Black is aiming to play Pawn promotes to Queen at d1 and dominate the board. Pawn promotes to Queen at e8 move preferred by White. Rook f3 check. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. King d8. Pause the video to analyze White's next move. Black is looking to play Queen takes d4 and dominate the board. Pawn e6 was chosen by White. Knight d7. Pawn e7 check. King e8. Black is looking to play Queen takes d4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Queen takes f6 move preferred by White. Queen takes h4 check. Queen takes h4. Rook takes c6. Bishop g5. Rook takes d6. Queen takes h7. Rook f6. Bishop takes f6. Knight takes f6. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Rook c6. Pause the video to analyze White's next move. Black is preparing to play Rook takes c2 and take decisive advantage. Rook takes c6 was chosen by White. King takes c6. On h5. King takes c7. On h6. White is looking to play King g6. Knight e7 check. King g5. Knight d5. On h7. King c6. Pawn promotes to Queen at h8 and dominate the board. Knight e7 played by Black. King h8. White might go for on h7. Knight f5. King g8. Knight d6. Pawn promotes to Queen at h8 and dominate the board. Knight d5 move preferred by Black. King g7. Knight c3. On h7. King c6. Pawn promotes to Queen at h8. White is setting up to play Queen c8 check. King d5. Queen takes c3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight b5. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black played Rook takes c2. Pause the video and try to find White's next move. On f5. Queen e2. Pawn takes g6. Pawn takes g6. Pawn takes g6. Queen takes g4. Pawn takes f7 check. King f8. Black is looking to play. Queen takes g3. Rook f2. Queen takes f2 check. King h2. Queen takes g2 mate and dominate the board. Rook takes g4 was chosen by white. King e7. Pawn promotes to queen at f8 check. Rook takes f8. Rook e4 check. King d7. Black might go for. Rook takes f1 check. King takes f1. Rook takes b2 and dominate the board. Rook takes f8 was chosen by white. Rook takes b2. White has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. On c3. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Black is looking to play. Bishop c4 check. King g1. Rook a1 check. King f2. Pawn c2. Rook g8 check. King takes g8 and dominate the board. Pawn d7 was chosen by white. White considers playing. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 and establish a winning position. Pawn c2 move preferred by black. Black is setting up to play. Pawn promotes to queen at c1 check. Bishop d1. Queen takes d1 check. Rook e1. Bishop c4 check. King g1. Queen takes e1 mate and gain a significant edge. Rook c8 move preferred by white. Rook a1 check. King e2. White intends to play. Rook takes c2 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn promotes to queen at c1 played by black. Black is looking to play. Queen e3 mate and establish a winning position. Rook takes c1 move preferred by white. Rook takes c1. Pawn promotes to queen at d8. White is looking to play. Queen takes d5 and establish a winning position. Pawn h5 played by black. King d2. White might go for. King takes c1 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook b1 was chosen by black. Bishop c8. Rook b2 check. King d3. Rook b3 check. King takes d4. Rook b1. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. King d7. Pause the video to find out white's response. Pawn e6 check. King e8. Pawn c5. Pawn d3. Pawn c6. Pawn d2. Pawn c7. Pawn promotes to queen at d1. Pawn promotes to rook at c8 check. Queen d8 check. Rook takes d8 check. King takes d8. King f7. King c7. Pawn e7. King d6. Pawn promotes to queen at e8. White might go for. Queen b5. Pawn b3. Queen takes b3 and gain a significant edge. King c5. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Knight takes g4. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Pawn d7. Queen h2 check. King f1. Queen h1 check. King e2. Queen g2 check. King d1. Queen g1 check. King c2. Knight e3 check. King d3. White might go for. Queen f6 check. King h5. Queen takes f7 check and establish a winning position. Knight d5 was chosen by black. Black is planning to play. Queen e3 check. King c2. Knight takes c3 and gain a significant edge. Queen d2 move preferred by white. On f5. Queen takes g5 check. Queen takes g5. Knight takes g5. King takes g5. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 check. King f4 black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Pawn f4 pause the video and try to find black's next move. Pawn f5. King d4. Pawn h4. King e3. King c5. Pawn g3. White is preparing to play pawn takes h4 and take decisive advantage. Pawn h3 move preferred by black. King f3. Pawn d4. Black is planning to play King c4. King e2. King c3. King d1. Pawn d3. Pawn g4. Pawn takes g4 and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn g4 move preferred by white. Pawn takes g4 check. King takes g4. Pawn d3. Black intends to play Pawn d2. Pawn f5. Pawn promotes to queen at d1 check and increase their advantage significantly. King f3 move preferred by white. King c4. Pawn f5. King c3. Pawn f6. Pawn d2. Black is aiming to play pawn promotes to queen at d1 check and seize the initiative. King e2 move preferred by white. White intends to play King d1. King d4. Pawn f7. King c5. King takes d2 and increase their advantage significantly. King c2 was chosen by black. King e3. Pawn promotes to queen at d1. Black is planning to play Queen f1. Pawn f7. Queen takes f7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e4. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. White just played King d5. Pause the video to analyze black's next move. White is looking to play King takes c5. King takes e4. King b6. King f4. King takes a5 and gain a significant edge. Pawn c4 move preferred by black. Pawn e5. Pawn c3. Pawn e6. Pawn c2. Pawn e7. Pawn promotes to queen at c1. Pawn promotes to queen at e8. Queen c4 check. King d6. Queen f4 check. Queen e5. King c4. Black might go for King b4. King d5. Queen takes e5 check. King takes e5. King takes a4 and secure a stronghold in the game. King e6 move preferred by white. Queen takes e5 check. King takes e5. King b3. King d5. King takes a4. King c4. King a3. King d3. King b3. King e4. Pawn a4. King f3. King c4. King e4. Pawn a3. King f5. Pawn a2. King f6. Pawn promotes to queen at a 1 check. King e6. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game.